We're back. Thank you so much for watching our recent videos. We got 100 views on one, another 100 views on another, and we are getting reasonably good comments. Thank you so much. Once again, I'd like you to welcome all of you back to our podcast. As usual, Nikhil is with me. Again, I'd like to reiterate, I put this in the description to a video. We are still looking for an editor. If you are able to find one, please make sure that you are emailing us at the email given in that video's description. One of the three videos has it. I will add it in the comment section in the other two videos as well. Thank you so much for supporting our channel and coming back to us after 3 months. Forgive us for the delays. And as always, I welcome Nikhil back to the show.
Hi, how are you?
Good. So we have to discuss some hockey, and the hockey news is rather interesting to say the least. All right. So India recently won the Asia Cup of hockey, Asia Cup in hockey, and then they have qualified for the World Cup, which is big news for them. So they don't have to go through the qualifiers, which are usually the place where Indian teams in the past have failed to qualify or have done really badly. We have failed to qualify for the Olympics in 2008. It was 2008, right, where the Indian hockey team failed to qualify for the Olympics.
I think so because we were definitely there. I mean, the last Olympic, 2008 is too far back, but the last Olympics was super. This same team was in the last
Yeah.
Olympics, and we all remember that heartbreaking semi-final match where we played much the better hockey,
Yes.
but ended up losing on very narrow margins. So, Asia Cup this time in Bihar, in Raigad, and it was very hot apparently. And so the general
Rajgir, apparently.
Rajgir,
Yeah.
yeah, the general consensus from the experts is that that's why penalty corners were very important, and that made Harmanpreet Singh's role even more significant. He is the talisman. He's the captain. He's the guy they call Sardar. He's the one who runs the show. But there are a lot of very good, skillful players, man. Sukhjeet, for example, the striker, 6 goals. There are a lot of very skillful players.
Abhishek.
Indian
Abhishek is a
hockey
great
has
player.
to be watched. Has to be watched right now. You've got yourself a proper hockey team, and if the fitness levels maintain, if they keep getting better, because they are able to match that speed hockey, that full speed hockey that everybody else plays. This is
Yes.
going to be a team that's going to have a say in the World Cup. There's no doubt about it in my mind. I mean, it's still some time away, but as and when you get more new players coming in, this is a team that's on the ascendancy. There is still a huge reliance on Harmanpreet, but there are a number of skillful players around. It's something to be very excited about.
That's good to see, actually. That's very good to see. I would agree. So now let's bring up the Asia Cup of hockey, and this is where things started getting really funny. Pakistan withdrew from this tournament citing security reasons. I don't know whether to laugh or to cry after seeing this nonsense. They had the balls to withdraw. We didn't have the balls to withdraw from the cricket
No,
equivalent.
we withdrew from the Champions Trophy, no?
Which Champions Trophy?
The Cricket
I
Champions
mean,
Trophy.
okay, we played it, but it was not in Pakistan. Fair
Yeah.
enough, but still.
Right. They don't have the power to drag the final away, or to not play in India. So they had to withdraw. Look, they if you look at Pakistan's statements, for example, at the SCO, etc., they are
Yeah,
talking about us the way we talk about them. They have
yeah,
the gall to go to the SCO, and their prime minister makes a statement that the countries of the world will not put up with any country that supports terrorism. I mean, it's astonishing, the art of lying through their teeth. It's how can one even say? So to keep up that same charade, this next step had to be taken.
yeah. I mean, no, it's not even lying
You
through
see,
their
for
teeth
them, for
anymore.
them,
It's like they
for them,
genuinely
even
believe that it.
Pahalgam, for them,
Yeah.
even Pahalgam is a false flag operation.
Forget Pahalgam. Mumbai will be a false flag operation.
No, Mumbai to
1971
100% false
Bangladesh war
flag.
will be.
Mumbai, to they are crystal clear. This was done by Mossad. I mean, there is no such thing as evidence that you can throw out, because see, you cannot take a shameless human being and teach them anything. You cannot do it. There's nothing you can do if you have no basis of shame. There's nothing that can be done to make you realize your ways. There's nothing. So we shouldn't even care. You don't want to come? Fine. Thank you. Good riddance.
Uh, but in a way, I was glad they didn't come because Pakistan's hockey has declined massively in recent years.
But that is why they should have come, because they would have got the pasting of their lives and known where their position is.
I agree, but my point is, I'd rather they not come at all and let them be in their own delusional world. A delusional
Okay, but,
idiot
but
is,
but look at the equivalence. This is an Asia Cup. Cricket is an Asia Cup.
yeah,
We're
yeah.
there. We're
I
playing.
know. It's
Now,
obvious.
the difference is it's not being played in Pakistan. That's the
Yeah,
difference.
yeah, yeah. So let's talk about some of the other teams since Pakistan is not worth wasting too much time on. China has risen as a hockey nation, by the way. China is not too bad at hockey. Female
No,
hockey, they're far better.
look,
But
if the Koreans can play, the Chinese can play. The Japanese are also very, very good at hockey.
yeah,
Uh, that hat trick by Harmanpreet Singh against China was a very important hat trick. Uh,
yeah,
Look, you're not going to be surprised. China will, once China invests in a sport, they will be good at it. They've cracked
yeah,
that model.
yeah. But you know what is so the thing about hockey is I've always compared it to cricket because even hockey was like a colonial sport in a sense, right? And if we look at the colonial sport in that sense, it is interesting how cricket took so much time. It's only now spreading its influence far and wide, whereas hockey had already spread its influence a long time ago. Very non-British nations or non-British colonies were playing it a long time ago. Like Japan was playing in the 1932 Olympics, in the 1936 Olympics. Japan actually won a silver medal back in those days. So that is the kind of spread that hockey has had. It is interesting to see that cricket is only having that spread now, whereas the spread of hockey was far, far, far earlier. Don't you think it's a little?
Most Commonwealth nations take to these high athletic sports very quickly. Hockey was always a broad-based sport. I mean, it was an Olympic event for that reason. And our position in the Olympics used to always be a point of botheration to several countries. Dhyan Chand, for example, was Hitler was quite bothered by Dhyan Chand as well. I mean, hockey. Europe took to hockey in a big way, and Europe was very
Yes,
successful in hockey for a long time. The Belgian team,
yes.
the Dutch team, the German teams are very good, very, very good.
And the interesting thing is, unlike in cricket where expats make up the game, hockey, all players are native born. None of them are expats. All of them are native born. Like it's a sport of the soil. It's not a
Yeah,
sport
yeah,
of people.
yeah, yeah. Most definitely.
So let's look at the groups. Let's look at the group stage first. So yeah, I mean, okay, I don't. Well, Kazakhstan turning up was probably the best thing that they did because yeah, this is not something that you'd really want to see. 15, 13, and 7. I mean, what were they doing? The probably our toughest game was this game against Japan, and Japan has always been India's toughest opponent in Asia.
But Japan is a
Don't-
very tough. Japan is a very tough. Uh, you're talking about 15, conceding 15, etc. This is where you start, and you
Yeah,
slowly get
yeah,
better.
yeah. You slowly get better, but it's also interesting that yeah, this was also yeah. You talked about the Harmanpreet hat trick. Yeah, this game was also a very competitive game in that sense. Extremely
Hugely
competitive.
important game. Hugely important game, and that's the game that then determined that we are going to be top of the pile.
Yeah, yeah. But what is also interesting is China and Japan also played an extremely competitive game. It's only like Kazakhstan came up to give everyone a lovely time of just putting up 20 goals against them, and then all of the others played out extremely competitive games. So China has definitely improved themselves quite a bit from the earlier years. Chinese women's hockey has almost won a gold medal, by the way. They're very good. Men's hockey, not so much, but they're definitely there. They're in the top 20 teams in the world. This is a very good improvement in that sense. Huh. What is interesting is Malaysia has finally made a bit of a comeback after years of being nowhere.
No, 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 no. Malaysia have been around for the last 2, 3 years. They've been very good. 4, 5 years have been very, very good.
No, I meant the 2010s, they were hardly anywhere to be watched because they didn't qualify for a couple of World Cups and stuff.
Cycles, bro. But Malaysia is a country with the culture of hockey. Cycles keep arising. They first became very good in the 90s for a while. That was their sort of breakthrough. Then 2000, 2010, 2000s, they came very, very good. Beat us quite a lot. Uh, then sort of dipped for a while. Now they're back.
Now
South
they're back.
Korea always consistent.
Yeah, South Korea always consistent. What is interesting to see is Bangladesh got absolutely whooped by both of them. Like Malaysia smashed them, and then South Korea also did the same.
See, Bangladesh,
Uh,
despite its population, this is how it used to be said about us. So now they can also suffer, despite their population and density, etc. They're not producing on the sporting level anywhere. And really, if you're not going to produce after 30 odd years of being mainstays in cricket, amongst the top elite 8, 10 teams in cricket, then what are you going to produce in sports that you're newly taking to?
and Bangladesh is not new to hockey. They took up hockey quite a long time ago. It's
Yeah.
not like they're
So
new to.
they just don't have it. They just don't have it yet. They haven't figured out the formula.
And what is so interesting is just to make sure China and Chinese Taipei don't play each other, they put them in two different groups. That's fun. Of course, Chinese Taipei is nowhere near. Everyone whooped them. Even Bangladesh whooped them. So that was not really much of a surprise.
You know, this is
And
this is this is a point of pride for them. Unlike us, who will the first thing we will do is go put Pakistan in our group and play Pakistan.
yeah. Whereas China will absolutely make sure they will never play Chinese Taipei. They have that much hold because their
They don't
entire
acknowledge their
position is,
existence. There's a
yeah,
difference. They don't acknowledge the existence of Chinese Taipei.
exactly. That is hard power versus soft power, right? And yeah, it was a little bit unfortunate that Japan only could get fifth place, but such is life. In fact, I have a feeling that if, yeah, you could actually say that this group had three good teams, whereas this group had two good teams. So
Yeah, yeah.
one was always going to suffer. So
But
that
in a
was the
single
problem.
continent tournament, unless it's Europe, because Europe has so many countries, right? This is
Yes,
always going to be the case. A European tournament would be a good tournament. So from South America, it's the Argentines. Essentially, they're very, very good, right? So
Argentina is another level altogether. They won an
right,
Olympic gold, so that
yeah,
should
yeah.
tell you
So
everything.
there are the World Cup will be excellent. It will be excellent and has to be watched. I regret not having watched this. Uh, not having watched the Asia Cup. I mean, I only got highlights, etc., for us to be able to at least
Same thing,
converse.
same thing. Highlights only for me as well.
But highlights don't tell you the balance of play.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
really, I mean,
Unless of course
to
it's a whoop
me,
pass.
because I watched quite a bit of this team in the Olympics. Tried to watch every single match of the Indian hockey team during the Olympics.
I
And I was
did as well.
blown away.
Yes,
I was blown away by the skill level. Right,
yes.
that semi-final will always hurt. We had that semi-final. That's the same night. Um, I think that we also had the wrestling debacle.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think
Y-
points made here made the World Cup. World Cup is massive. You know, you want to go try and we'll be outsiders for the whole tournament,
Yes.
but not the kind that would winning the whole thing would be making the semi-finals would be great. Winning the whole thing is out of hand right now, but making the semi-final, and once you reach the semi-finals, then you just don't know, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you beat one good team in the semi-final, you reach the final, like anything
Yeah.
can happen. One match, anything can happen.
Yeah. I'll
But
just show you which.
we will not go into that tournament with the expectation of making the finals. Certainly not.
Yeah. Uh, I'll just share the teams that have made the World Cup so far. These are the teams. So as you can see, Belgium and Netherlands have made it. Australia has made it. Spain has made it. Argentina has made it. Germany has made it. India has made it. New Zealand has made it. Belgium and Netherlands as the host.
Bro, there's not even a whiff of a weak team in there.
Um, yeah, I agree because New Zealand actually beat us in the last World Cup in the
Dude, New Zealand
quarterfinals.
is superb. That's
Superb, yeah.
superb. There's not even a whiff of a weak. The Spaniards are also really good.
Hmm. Yeah, Spain is good because they won the FIH Pro League to make it here. That's not an easy league to come through. The FIH Pro League, if you remember, look at this. They beat Australia twice, I think, in this. They beat Germany as well. I don't think, but just look at where India is and look at where Spain is. Look at the difference against
Oh,
these
yeah,
elites.
yeah, I accept that. but the difference in the number of wins is only two.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That is true. That is true. But look at the difference in points. We are 11 points off, so that's essentially 4 wins.
That's on the points. That's on the point system. I get that, but the you could have turned this around. The problem is you have 10 clean losses. That's the issue.
Hmm, hmm, hmm. One must be absolutely amazed at the rise of Belgium in the sport, but it's not really much of a surprise these
No, no,
days.
it's been a long time now. The time to be amazed about Belgium was about a decade and a bit ago.
Decade
Now
ago,
they're
decade ago.
now they're
Agreed.
solid beyond belief.
Yeah, they're solid beyond belief. Okay, now let's look at some of the people who can qualify and who we don't want or we should be wanting to face, right? I'm pretty sure we know exactly who is going to come from this bunch. South Africa. Agreed?
Absolutely, definitely the best team in Africa.
I th- I
The
think
South
the
Africans,
closest one would be Egypt.
all the rugby nations, the rugby nations are generally good if they give
Yeah.
enough of a shit to play hockey. But
Yes.
the rugby nations are generally very good at hockey.
Would you say that Egypt would be the next one if South Africa don't make it? Egypt.
There's no way South Africa's not making it. There's no way they're not making it.
Yeah, I
Yeah, Egypt
agree.
is by ranking. Egypt is the next one, but let's see.
So definitely we are going to get a South African one there. And as
You
far
know,
as
the
the World
odd
Cup,
thing about hockey is it is a running sport. It's a physical sport,
yeah,
and till now, none of the Black African teams have really risen in a major way.
which is surprising considering the fact that, blacks are the greatest runners the world has ever seen, right? It's kind of surprising.
Yeah, but hockey isn't just about running, right? The
Yeah,
skill level is
tactics
very
as well.
important.
Yeah.
And these
All
are
right.
countries where football takes over. So most of their
Yeah.
talent is going towards football.
Yeah. So now let's discuss the ones that can come. There will be 7 people coming out of this group. 7 people who are coming out of these teams over here. So who would you say are likeliest? I'll say England are definitely qualifying from this group, and is France as well is definitely going to qualify. Japan would be a good third shout as well.
Oh, South Korea is there, bro.
South Korea as well.
Malaysia is
China,
there.
China as well.
Those last four in that are pretty strong, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But from the Europeans, I would say it is England and France. Ireland, maybe.
Anyway, let's see how it fills out, but we'll see in time. But I
Yeah,
think that's enough for hockey. Yeah.
yeah. So that is where we are at in terms of,
But I honestly don't have more to say.
yeah, yeah. And it is going to be starting August next year. So definitely catch that. And it is going to be held in Netherlands this time around. It's going to be held in Netherlands and Belgium, of course. Netherlands and Belgium. What is
Colder
so
climate, colder
yeah,
climate, faster hockey.
faster hockey. Yes, faster hockey. That is one thing which is definitely going to be there. So you are saying that it would be good for us to make the semifinals. What would
I
be
think
like?
it would be an incredible achievement to make the semifinals.
Yeah, yeah.
It'd be incredible. You'll have to win a lot of very tough matches in the group to make the semis.
I would say I think the likeliest winners this time are Netherlands. Brilliant team. They've assembled a godly squad. Netherlands have been very good for a while now. They won the gold medal as well in the Olympics, so I'm not really going to be surprised if they win the World Cup as well.
Big guys, strong guys, fast, technically very good. They've
Yeah,
always been superb at hockey. I mean, for as
yeah,
long as I can remember, Netherlands has been
yeah,
one of the top teams.
yeah.